everyone, it's Susan from the Sewing Escape, and I wanted to show you something that I've been using that is now fun and efficient and helps me make half square triangles really well. It's a new product to me. It's been around. I know that there's a lot of rulers that you can use to trim half square triangles, but wow, this one makes it very I can't make a mistake on it, and it comes out perfect every time. So I'll show you what's going on with me. I have my projects I like to keep in a box, so this helps me organize and move them around, clean up quickly when I need to. They have a handle so I can carry them and take them back and forth. In here I've got my project that really caused me to find this ruler. It is a project from Steph Jacobson and our very own Zany Mouse. They're working on a half square triangle block of the month. This one is for 2021. You can go check out Steph Jacobson design for more information on her other ones, but everything is based on a half square triangle. So I'm using a ton of African fabrics for it, and I'll show you what I'm doing with this in a minute. But let me first pull out the rulers that I'm talking about. This is your slotted trimmers. They're from New Leaf, and they're really great. Your beginner pack has 2 rulers in it. I'll take them out so you can get a better look up close on these, and then I'll bring the packaging back. It comes with 2. Sorry, it got the glue from the packaging in there. Oh, look at me. It won't come off right now because I'm on video. There we go. No more. All right, so you get 2 rulers. You can't see it because of the mat. So I will take one of these blocks and give you a nice background to look at. Here's the first one. And you can see that everything is marked. These are even sizes, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And they have dashed lines that you're going to place on your sewing line that you put. And the solid line would be the bottom of the fabric. So you get all those choices. And then she has these amazing cutouts on the sides so you can get rid of your dog ears. What are dog ears? Those are the pieces you don't want after you open up your half square triangle that stick out. They're called dog ears. Not an interesting, I don't know how that came to be. Well, there's just a lot of information today. Sorry. Okay, here we go. This is the even one, and the second one I told you you're going to get 2 rulers. So this one has the 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, 6.5. And again, it has the slotted places for you to use to trim off the dog ears. All right, well, this isn't all that she has. This is just what I started with. Not all of our half square triangles are that size. You may have larger ones. So there is an A2 ruler available, and these have, again, multiple slots, and you can go up to 10.5. And then she has the B2, and that one is your even. So you have multiple choices. I recommend all of them still because your half square triangles are different sizes depending on what you're working on. Sometimes these smaller ones just fit better in your hand and fit better on the mat for what you're doing. So anyways, let me begin. The half square triangle is a great fun thing. It's multiple uses. I did join the program, as I mentioned, and so I have a variety of African prints that I have paired with a white background, and they're all very bright and colorful. To try to speed up the sewing process, I did something different on it. I chose to oversize my block. So I cut out a 7-inch print and a 7-inch background. I marked with my pencil lightly corner to corner so I would know my center seam. And then I sewed to the left and the right of it the 1/4 inch. What I need to do now is take my ruler, and I know I need the 6.5. And I need to just separate my triangles. So I'll start with that. I'm gonna just use the edge. My rotary is closed. It's always closed unless I'm using it. And then I wanna pop it back into the closed position as soon as I'm done. Stay safe. They fall off even if you're sewing alone. All right, so I'm gonna just go ahead and separate these two right now, all the way down into the two pieces. But this is not the size that I need for my project because I'm looking for a 6.5 inch square. So I'm going to go ahead and use the 6.5 inch mark. I'm going to line up the dashed line for 6.5 on my sewing line. You can use either side, whichever one you see better. It's up to you. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to go on the other side though. I like this side better for me. There we go. All right, I'm checking everything. And what I want to do is, I don't know if the camera can catch it, but you'll see that I have a little bit of slivers on the fabric to trim off. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that. This side, I need the dog ear. There's not a slot because it's the bottom of the ruler. So I just can trim it off. I'm going to go up. And then I'm going to come down this side. And then I have one more trim to do. Right on the dog ear right there. And that gives me my perfect 6.5 inch half square triangle. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to leave it on the mat. It's supposed to be easier to see. When I'm done with this, what I'm going to do is flip it over. And I'm going to open up the seam because I want to press, but you can see that the dog ears are gone. So this is usually what I do when I press open. I'm going to go ahead and just take my mat because we don't have multiple cameras, so I'm going to bring it over here. I like using a wool mat because it helps with the pressing. It keeps your fabric from distorting when you press. Remember, don't iron. The other thing I love doing is I have this Acorn Precision Piecing product, and it's got a fluid in here that helps me with pressing. So, oops, there we go. It really came out fast on the first one. Sorry. I'm going to go ahead and use the chiseled tip and go ahead and get the seam wet, and then I can flatten it out. It presses, it helps your pressing. Right now I'm kind of gliding it over, but it will keep everything very, very, very flat. And it doesn't come undone when I start playing with the blocks and moving it around. I chose to open up this seam because I wanted the dark on the dark side and the white shadow to be over there instead. But you can see it's extremely flat. And it's a perfect 6.5 inch triangle now. So that is what I would do with this. I have another project that I want to show you where I use a slotted trimmer. I had a bunch of half square triangles. That's all this project is. It was just a simple little block. I'm going to make more of them, but it's all half square triangles. And I could use the slotted trimmer, trim them up, but I even use them on this 4-1, the 4 triangles on this side here. This is what I really wanted to let you know is don't just stop with what I showed you. You need to save the instructions from this because it has all of the different ways you can use the trimmer. Not just the one way I showed you. You can do, here's your quarter square triangles. Here's your 3-piece triangles. You can go ahead and cut into strips and things like that too. So enjoy it, use it. It will save a lot of time. I know that there is one more thing I wanted to show you about it. Oh, and before I move on to that, here's the back. This is the same thing I did in terms of pressing. I used my pen. Got a nice press into it. This thing has been folded so many times and yet it still looks really good on the back. Pressing makes a difference. Cutting makes the difference. Everything helps you. Let me go back to this ruler because I didn't need to do the slotted edges because I was using it at its largest size. But let's just say I wanted to turn this half square triangle into, well, let's do a 5.5. I'm going to move it to the 5.5 on the ruler, and I'm going to put it on the stitching line. There's also a vertical, if that would help you, depending on what you were lining up, like when I was doing the 4 triangles. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the edge of my ruler. I'm going to come up, cut, and go down this side, cut, and then I'm going to come in to the large opening and trim off that dog ear. I'm going to trim off this one. And there is a 5.5 instead. And again, it's missing the dog ears, so they're not sticking out on the edge here. Well, that's what I have to show you for the slotted trimmer. I'm hoping that you found something informative, or you could at least pull one tip out of today's video. We would encourage you to go check out our website and see if you want to learn anything more about these products. You'll find the details there. We thank you for joining us and being a subscriber. If you aren't, then make sure you join. We don't want you to miss anything at all. Remember also, we have social media that you can check out too. So thank you so much for joining me, and sew yourself a beautiful day.